busting my balls, Billy, okay?
I can already tell that I don't like you.
Fuck you, bust on my balls.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
It might be your first ball job.
Yeah, of course.
How long did it take for the guy to come?
How do you know Bob Uecker?
Well, that's part of the story.
That's part of the story.
Norm did a commercial with him for light beer.
Okay.
So it was when we were doing the Norm show. So he invited Norm out to spring training in Phoenix, Arizona, and said, "Look, man, come the fuck out to Arizona, man." You know, he's a guy you hear on the TV.
Yeah, Bob Uecker.
Right, but he's so filthy when he talks. Every other word is fuck. It's unbelievable.
Right.
And he's one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
Right.
So Norm says to me, "Hey, man, let's go hang out with Uecker," because he knows I'm a big fan, which was nice. So we go to Arizona. And it's the funniest 24-hour period I've ever spent. We played a round of golf with Bob Uecker, and he let us sit in the booth to listen to him announce a Brewer Cub game. Okay?
Right.
Now, he had a cough button. You know, if you're going to cough, you hit the cough button and you're not on the air.
Sure.
So, from what I remember, Norm might not remember this because he's friends with Bob Uecker. But anyway, Uecker would be announcing the baseball game.
Right.
And like a fucking jazz musician, it was unbelievable. If he saw a really hot chick in the crowd, he would hit the cough button and say something filthy about her, then go right back to announcing the game. It was like magic. So
unbelievable. You think that's a high risk thing to be doing? That's like walking the high wire.
He would say he would say shit like this. He'd go, here's the 2-2 pitch to Sosa, ground ball to shortstop. Look at the fucking tits on that whore. Over to first base, 2 down.
And he'd hit the button that quickly.
Yeah, and
so you must have been out of your mind, entertained. And now when you listen to him, you're wondering, like, during the spaces, what he's saying.
Howard, that's the story I told on Letterman. I cleaned it up.
Right.
And he started using like old guy words for the chicks. Like he'd go, fly ball to center field. God, I'd like to get with that trollop. That's the third out. So the other thing he did, let me tell the one other thing he did, because this is amazing.
Yeah.
He sees John Fogerty.
No, that was what I was going to
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Let me tell that.
All right, go ahead,
Norm.
So he sees John Fogerty, from Creedence Clearwater Revival. So he's like, "Hey man, that fucker's a rock singer." He goes, "But he can get out of the sand trap like nobody's fucking business." I played in a charity tournament with him. So we're like, yeah, we know who John Fogerty is. And he goes, at the 7th inning stretch, I'll have the fucker come up and sing for you.
Fogerty's there with his kid, by the way. He's a big Cub fan. He's here with his 8-year-old son, John Fogerty.
So we're like, no, you don't have to do that.
Right, don't get John Fogerty to sing.
Leave him alone. It's all right. We don't want him singing in front of us.
So then he gets mad at us. He goes, "Do you even know who fucking John Fogerty is?" So we go, yeah, he did Creedence Clearwater Revival. He goes, "Yeah, he did all that fucking shit." But anyways.
So what happened? Did Uecker actually call you after Artie was on Letterman?
I was in Arizona, so I said, "I'll go to spring training." Forgetting that I saw already do it. It was really funny sometimes you do things on TV and you forget that it's a human being you're talking about. That's grand.
I don't think it was
Well, you know what it is? Uecker has a clean-cut image. He's one of these guys that broadcasts for a network.
Did I get him fired? I don't think I did.
No, but he probably doesn't want it out there that he's busy, talking about broads.
The other thing he did was he was on Mr. Belvedere.
Right. Yeah.
And he found out that 4 years into the show, he found out that the actor who played Mr. Belvedere might be a homosexual.
Right.
So
I asked him a question because Fred Wolf told me there was a rumor that Mr. Belvedere, the actor, during a read-through, sat on his own balls.
Right.
At a read-through. And I didn't know if it was a myth or not,
Yeah.
So Uecker, he doesn't listen too much. Oh, boy. So
right.
I said to him, "Is it true, Bob, that I heard this thing about Mr. Belvedere that he was at a read-through?" And then he goes, "Oh, yeah, he was a huge fucking fag."
I said, "I remember you from Mr. Belvedere." And he goes, "That guy was fucking riding up the Hershey Highway."
Nice fucking guy, though.
And then we golf with him, Howard. We're golfing with him, and again, it's a guy you see on TV.
Right.
And like, there's 2 women in front of us with 2 guys,
right.
And he's like, "What the fuck are these guys doing?" And he starts screaming. He goes, "Start moving! What is that? A gang fuck up there?"
So he's a fun guy.
He's the funniest guy I've ever met in my life.
How do you become friends with a guy like Uecker? You'd think
I know
the two
how
of you
you
guys
don't
would
become friends.
But I just think you 2 guys would have no reason to get together. Here you are, this irreverent comic. And,
we did a Miller Lite commercial.
That started the friendship.
But anyways, I was in Arizona a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks, a month ago, whatever, for spring training, and I went up to the booth, and he goes, "Man," what about that fucking Artie Klein?
Artie Klein.
So then he goes, he really is not like Artie Klein anymore. And he goes,
he doesn't know Artie
Good,
Lang.
fuck Artie Klein.
Yeah, Artie Klein's an asshole.
Yeah.
Right.
He goes, the funniest thing is he goes, that cocksucker must be running a little short of material.
Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald, man. God, sorry to play that so long, guys, but that's one of my favorite clips of Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang talking about Bob Uecker and on the Howard Stern show years ago. And I get it. I just played minutes of Howard Stern, and it's like, hey, get to your shit, bud. But rest in peace, Norm Macdonald, man. Literally one of the greatest comics of all time. And I know when comics die, a lot of comics say that, where they go, oh, yeah, everybody. No, not everybody. It does get abused. But Norm Macdonald is a dying breed. He's original. He was fearless. Norm Macdonald's fearless. And I'm not, honestly, dude, I feel like people started respecting Norm Macdonald a lot more publicly, maybe in the last so many years, like maybe 5 years. I noticed it in the industry where, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't hear anybody saying, oh, man, Norm Macdonald is, maybe they did, but not on the wide, range of what they'd done. So he definitely got his respect, and he's seen that people respect him and loved him and understood, like, where he was coming from. And I seen him a couple years ago at the Vic here in Chicago, over on Shetfield and Belmont. Excellent. It was excellent. I seen it with comedian Ryan Andrews. We stood in the back, and it was fucking great, man. He did not let you down. But I don't know all the deep cuts of Norm Macdonald. There's people out there that are like Norm Macdonald fans that are like, their favorite comedian. He's not my favorite comedian. He's one of my favorite comedians, but I don't know all his, I just know the stuff that I noticed Norm Macdonald. I noticed Norm Macdonald like a lot of people did when he was on SNL. And then I really noticed him when he got fired for saying that, the OJ line, and I don't know it word for word, but when he said that California just legalized murder or something like that. And then from how I understood it, that's what got him kicked off of SNL, which is hilarious because I don't know how, first of all, he had the balls to say that and do that, which there's really no balls. Anybody that watched the OJ trial, they knew that motherfucker did it. If OJ didn't do it, who did it? Who did it? Seriously, who had the passion to cut his fucking wife's head nearly off and their fucking boyfriend, air quotes? Give me a break, man. And the guy flew to Chicago and shit like that and whatever. Give me a fucking break. Got chased around L.A. with a fucking gun to his head in the back of his fucking car while his best friend fucking drove him around, and there was a fucking police chase. And it was just a debacle. So Norm was just calling it like he's seen it then. And again, I don't know Norm's, like, his history. I know some people could listen to this and go, that's not the timeline. But I do know Norm. I'm pretty sure he's a Canadian, and I'm pretty sure that he was already a hitter before, clearly before he was on SNL. The guy's been around a long time. It sounds like, if I'm doing a quick math, he must have gotten to comedy very early. And he must have already started flying very early, because he was, he's got stories of, like, that everybody loved Norm Macdonald. Everybody. Look who his people were. Look who loves Norm Macdonald. Look at his SNL class of people that love him. Just look at all the people that adore him as a fan base. And they just, Norm Macdonald's career, it's not like he's a guy from, like, an outsider looking in. Like he was like a guy that was like, I got to get in the movies. He did movies, but it wasn't like that was like his fucking goal. And look how he was respected, and look where, he was a guy that would kind of disappear in my eyes, here and there. He'd always pop his head up and do some work, but he wasn't a guy that was always in your face. Like, always in your face. Look at David Spade. David Spade's kind of always in your face. Look at Sandler's always in your face in a way. And no offense, man. They got great careers. They're all hilarious people. There's no negative that I'm saying against that. I'm just saying that Norm, he kind of just went to his pace. And he was always, true to him, a murderer, and on the mic. And as dude, I was just watching that video, and I've watched it before he died. I loved it before, all these videos. I like that video right there. I fucking love that. That's my favorite Norm Macdonald story that they would tell. And for some reason, it's nothing great. It's just something that, like, gravitates to me. But the View. the View interview like years ago when he was talking about Bill Clinton was a murderer in the White House, and they didn't want to fucking, they put the fucking Joy Behar or one of the bitches put their fucking hand over his mouth and stuff like that. And I don't know if it's the same episode, but he was like, your producer wanted us to call, and they're like, you're just the worst, Norm. And he blew up their shit because he did not give a fuck. I mean, that's one of the things that I think people respect about Norm Macdonald. And is that something that's going to stay? Because I look, man, like I say every other episode, they're trying to make the internet. They're not trying. They're doing it. They're making the internet like NBC, ABC, CBS. They're doing it. They're FCCing the fucking internet. And you know how they're doing it? They're just doing it through big tech. They're all, big tech's got their cock in the fucking government's mouth, and they're 69ing. The government and big tech are just 69, and just like the pharmaceutical company, they're just one dick in the mouth and one dick in the other mouth, and they're just fucking just sucking and sucking and sucking, and that's all they're doing. They're 69ing each other, and that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So the reason why I bring that up is how long are we going to be able to see guys, like this? And I know there's still guys out there like that, man. I mean, there's still people talking the truth. But like I was telling Giovanni Diaz the other day, he called me and we were talking Norm for a second. And yeah, there's going to be comedians that are working with a guy in South Carolina, or they're going to work with a guy in Indiana or fucking, Arkansas. And it's some guy that's a middle, or maybe, some guy that's like a middle or an opener, or maybe a headliner that they barely use. That's a fucking murderer and talks this type of shit. And that's the only reason you're going to know about it. That's the reason you're going to know about it. I worked with a guy years ago out of Atlanta named Griff. He just went by Griff. And he was a fucking murderer. And for the most part, no offense to him, man, he's the fucking one of the funniest guys I've ever worked with. I had the best hang with this guy all weekend. Hit it off with him. Love the guy. But in the big scheme of things, the world doesn't know about Griff. I mean, maybe black communities know about him. Maybe the Atlanta knows it. I knew he was on Atlanta radio, I think, for a while. And he had no problem making money. I mean, he toured the world. I mean, the guy would do fucking South Africa all the way to fucking Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And but the world doesn't know about him, for the most part. Now, there's always going to be most likely comedians like that. Maybe because also the clubs, they don't want anybody to ruffle feathers. You always got some fucking, guy and woman in the back that go, hey. And it's always the hey people. Where it's like, hey, don't say that. Hey, my cousin's retarded. Hey, my sister's trans. Hey, like it's always them motherfuckers that are just ruining everything. And it concerns you that, are we going to have Norm Macdonald's? Are we going to have them moving forward? Because also, man, look, man, I know there's people that are always like fuck the world type people. I'm a fuck the world type people. I love my people. But I'm for authority, I got fuck you for authority for the most part. I mean, look, I understand we have to obey by rules to society so we can make this thing run smooth. But the powers, I'm always like, fuck you, because I see what they're doing. They're living, but they don't want you to live. They're expressing, but they don't want you to express. They want you to be a good little boy and girl and just shut the fuck up. And Norm Macdonald did not shut the fuck up. The guy was excellent, man. Like he just got that Netflix show fucking pulled, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know the play-by-play on that, but didn't he get that pulled for some fucking reason? Because he would not play ball. They could not control Norm Macdonald at all. At all. They could not control him. And anyways, I could talk about this guy forever. And another person they can't control right now, I don't know if, this is just something that just recently jumped on my radar, was fucking Nicki Minaj, basically tweeting something, just saying, kind of questioning the vaccines. Okay, just questioning the vaccines. Just saying hey, I'm not saying don't get it, but just do your, read into it, get educated, and do you, is basically what she's fucking saying. And then they jumped on her like fucking flies on shit, man. And here it is.
Nicki Minaj is sparking a firestorm over what she's saying about the COVID vaccine. The rapper skipped the Met Gala last night because they required everyone to be...
First of all, she skipped the Met Gala, which it's just a bunch of fucking rich fucking people, celebrities, and fucking politicians. Do you see fucking AOC? AOC was, which whatever the fuck her name is, Cortez. She was wearing a dress that said tax the rich or whatever like that, right? Or whatever the fuck it says. She's literally, that's how hypocritical these fucking socialist Democrat cunts are. All of them. All of them. She's literally at a fucking rich person dinner that it was somebody. My wife told me it was $30,000. I heard it was $50,000 a plate. Just to sit down at the fucking place. So the nerve on a fucking bitch like this, and some other twat that was there wearing another dress about, something about, it's all socialist, as they're hobnobbing with fucking all the celebrities, and they're sitting down at a $30,000 to $50,000 dinner plate. Okay? And they're talking about tax. How stupid are people that fucking back these fucking idiots that they don't see right through it, that this fucking people like this, they're frauds, okay? They're fucking going to a $30,000 fucking tax the rich. Bitch, you're talking about taxing all the people you're fucking with, you moron. I don't understand how those fucking people don't beat the shit out of her right there on fucking camera and her goddamn tax the rich. And dude, I'm not a rich guy. It's so fucking stupid and transparent. I see it. But back to Nicki Minaj. It's not like where I look at white guys and go, and white guys not siding with me? That's my only...
With what's happening, we're no longer even allowed to voice our opinions or to ask questions. Now, here's what's interesting. What's interesting is so many of your favorite artists feel this way, but they're afraid to speak up.
Yikes, there you go. And they're afraid to speak up. That's what's up. And that's it, man. That's it. So at least she's speaking up. And she said she's not going to fuck with Twitter anymore, which I don't know if that's true or not because, why would they not? But, I'm sure Twitter's going to come out and people are going to come out. I'm so sorry. They'll fucking, whatever they're fucking, just, it all depends on which way the wind blows with it. That's how these celebrities and politicians are. How the wind blows depends on if they're going to apologize or double down on their fucking dumb shit. But good for her. She has a half a mind. And also on topic, since I'm talking about celebrities, it's been a minute since I did a podcast. I've been busy over here, man. I've been planning. My wife's got a 40th birthday coming up, and I got to throw her a 40th birthday party. So I just been busy with that. And then who knew, having a baby just keeps you right. And fucking something like that. But anyways, I also want to talk about, I don't know his real name because I ain't going to look it up. I forgot what it is. I didn't write it down. But Omar from The Wire died. And, dude, I tell you what, that guy was one of the greatest actors of our time, dude. That guy was an excellent actor. That fucking role that he played, first of all, he was on Boardwalk Empire, was excellent, and I'm sure he was in a bunch of other stuff. But Boardwalk Empire, he was great. But when he was Omar on The Wire, that was one of the best characters ever. I mean, the guy was straight up gangster, robbing drug dealers, fucking gay, kissing dudes on camera and shit like that. Dude, that guy was a fucking legend. And again, he just died, and we got another one gone. But goddamn, if you've never seen The Wire, watch it and keep watching it, dude. I'm watching it right now. I'm running through all the seasons again, and I think I've watched during the quarantine. I think I've watched The Wire probably 4 or 5 times now. The whole seasons, like episode. I'm not even skipping episodes or anything. That's how much I love The Wire and all the characters and all the little things that you get out of it and stuff. It's excellent. And that guy was a fucking legend. And rest in peace, Omar. It's just great watching that guy. Like Omar's coming. It's just fucking excellent, dude. And he'd do that whistle that he would do and stuff like that. Oh my God. It was excellent, dude. You know what I like? I like hearing this shit. Man. You know what's great about that, dude, is they're doing it so much that it's hard for them to censor that off the internet. I mean, when they're doing this fuck Joe Biden thing at the football games and stuff like that, it's hard for them to censor that because they're doing it so much and it's catching on. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Guys, I got to get out of here, man. I got to go take a shower. I got to check out the stock market. And, dude, before I go, I don't know if you've seen this because it's mostly guys, I think, listen to this podcast. But Britney Spears got engaged. And that's the most craziest thing I've ever fucking seen, that Britney Spears is engaged. First of all, didn't she just get her life back from her fucking people that like had control of her life? That's probably one of the reasons why. Dude, Britney Spears, I don't know her life, man, but it sounds like she ain't doing right. You know what I'm saying? Something's up with Britney Spears. What the fuck did they do to Britney Spears? I mean, how did they break her? Like mentally, like what were they doing? I mean, is this, they just keep her on drugs all those years? Like how does that happen? I mean, I get it. Sometimes humans they spoil, like it goes bad, naturally. It's not always her. But she's engaged again. And I tell you what, there better be a fucking hard prenup in there, right? That's what they're probably worried about. But what the fuck do they care? It's her fucking money. What do they care? Like, she's not of herself for the rest of her life. How many music artists fucking spend their money and they don't take care of themselves by the time they're 60? They're broke. Fucking Shirley Temple, I think, was fucking broke and shit. Buster Keaton was fucking broke. That fucking Buster Keaton, dude. If you don't know about Buster Keaton, look up that guy's fucking story. That guy was like the fucking, he was a comedian that started his own fucking movie studio, was crushing it, and he had a fucking wife that fucking was, I don't know what year it was. It was like 1920 or something like that, or maybe even 1915, or it was somewhere around there. And his wife was spending $900 a day. She had a $900 a day spending habit. She divorced him. She fucking changed all the kids' last names and stuff from him and stuff like that. I mean, really maybe he was a piece of shit. I don't know. I didn't live with the guy. Fucking talent. It's amazing how they've never done a movie on Buster Keaton. I've never seen it. Like, why are they doing all these movies on fucking, I get it. You do The Aviator with fucking Howard Hughes and stuff like that, but nobody's done Buster Keaton? Give me a break. And I know somebody out there is listening. They go, no, dude, they did it. They did it with Tobey Maguire or something. It wasn't a big movie I never heard of, man. I'm just saying, Buster Keaton, that's a fucking story right there, man. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Bustin' Balls Podcast on most platforms. Fucking TikTok. One thing about TikTok, dude, I was up to about 7,000 followers. I go to get on my app, like literally like hours later, they fucking deleted my TikTok. For nothing. I'm not on there saying fucking, crazy stuff. I'm trying to stay in lines. I'm trying to be a good boy. And they fucking deleted my TikTok out of nowhere. And all those 7,000 followers and shit like that. And then you got to start all over again. What a piece of shit platform that is. Seriously, what a bunch of piece of shit platform. That they can just, it's like, yeah, we're doing that. Over what? Some fucking cunt on there didn't like me fucking, talking shit about fucking certain fucking people? Give me a break, you fucking pussy. I hope your fucking cunt gets COVID. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Bustin' Balls Podcast. Let's get out there and make some money. Let's do some man shit. And OW20 is definitely my square. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Appreciate it.